not gonna.
Yeah, I don't need much detail, just, are we seeing any in the public trees?
A little bit, yeah.
So we have them in
Yeah.
public.
The pressure is very heavy, so we're able to keep the trees safe by continuing to inject at a regular interval. But if we were to not do that, or we were to miss, the trees would decline very, very quickly.
Right, as long as you inject. But are we seeing, do we have the bug on public trees?
Yes.
Okay, private is, we have had since 2016, it's increasing on private, but now,
Yeah, okay.
So we have both sets of trees.
Yeah, so it's, for trees in the public right away, there are a few safety concerns at this point. We have, that's good managed and under control. In private property, it's everywhere, it's widespread, and it's a big deal.
so why save the street trees if all the private ones are gonna die? I'm just joking, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, that, all the more reason you wanna save the street
Right,
trees.
they get it, but, okay.
Are there things that private
Yeah,
property owners can be?
can they buy the injection? Can we sell it to them for?
Private
free?
private contractors can do that.
Can we like publicize this?
Yeah, can you let people know when, I mean, a person, I mean, I wouldn't know if I had a tree
I don't
that
wanna
had
go like
EAB.
show the trees to die.
There's a lot of information out there, and
Not
It's
for us.
also great,
Yes.
manager memo.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, because
Can
when
we
we
take
get
it
to
up
like
separately?
redo the contract and things like that.
Yeah, so,
So typically what happens is if there's a dead tree on private property,
Well, before it dies.
yeah, the neighbors will call being concerned that it's gonna fall on their house or their garage. We go out and inspect it, usually take Ben with me or whatever, or another forester. Yeah, it's EAB, it's dead. The tree then becomes it falls under a nuisance tree, which then I need to send them a letter saying the village is going to require you to remove this tree in your backyard because it's a nuisance to the neighbors. I've had, I think, 6 or 7 of them this year now, this summer already. I'm sure there's more out there, but.
I'm just saying that preventative, because if we're doing it, the private sector, if it's available, I just would love to spread that word, because we don't want our private trees to die either.
Well, right, but it's an expensive proposition. I mean, we do it because we look at ours as infrastructure. But, you know, private residents might go, yeah, I'm not gonna pay a couple $100 a year to do that, take the tree down.
But they might not.
but it's
There's a lot of
thousands
houses
of
trees.
dollars to take a tree
Yeah, I
down.
know.
Yeah, it's like
I
10
know.
grand for the tree.
But I mean,
Yeah, I think we're.
if people are interested in saving the tree, they will reach out.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should move on, I agree, let's move on. Okay, River Club, okay, River Club window replacement, $20,000. I won't put that on the list.
Why are the windows need replacement?
Same reason you would replace windows in your house.
Are they
They're old and inefficient and they let weather in and
do they
they've outlived their life,
Yeah. Is it a leak issue? Is it a structural issue with the windows? Or?
both.
Okay.
So it's like
We've seen
leaking
some
windows.
dry rot and,
How old are the windows?
well, I can tell you that they were old when the library was there temporarily while the new one was built, and that was 18 years ago, so.
I noticed last year when the Historical Society held an event there, that the windows on the west side were rotting along the bottom. I was like, wow, these are in bad shape. It's apparent to me just looking at them that they really need to be replaced. If they were in my house, that would be replaced, you know.
Can they be deferred a year? What would be the?
do anything we want.
No, just condition wise, I mean, what is the, besides the rotting?
I think the condition was poor.
Yeah, it's pretty, I think we.
Just having an
I
opportunity
think we
to
have
tour the building.
deferred them already.
If they were.
Well, do we want them on the list or?
Yeah, I mean,
I put them on the list.
Okay, so they're on the list. Okay, trash
There are a lot of
receptacles at, the beach.
I think
Yes,
this is important to keep.
me too. Although that's expensive. but-
12 additional, how many, I mean,
How many are there?
how are we gonna put 12 there? I mean, it'll look like- when you walk down the stairs, it'll just be like,
What do we?
How many
put
are
out
there?
On a weekend?
So there's approximately 12 permanent receptacles at the beach now. On an average weekend in the summer, to accommodate the additional trash load, I place anywhere between 8 and 10 additional like temporary cans just for the weekend. And I mean, a lot of the older cans are in a kind of a state of disrepair, the lids are rusted and falling off, and they're not in great
So,
condition.
I have
So
one other
wait,
question.
so wait a second, so you're putting 20, basically on the weekend, there's 20 cans on there now, but you would wanna put another, how many?
These would really replace what's there.
Oh, okay,
They're
cause I'm
not
just thinking, I
additional?
mean,
Some of them would be additional, we would try to pick off the ones that were in the worst shape.
Could you get us that information, like how many would be replaced? Cause I do think we need additional, but, so I don't wanna say, so if you're using, 6 of them for replacement, then I wouldn't wanna cut 6, cause you get no additionals. But the other question I had was, we talked about on the board agenda, somewhere they were doing an ashtray, who was this? I can't remember if it was Tyler or if it was Rebecca, but there was an ashtray movement from from Shorewood Foundation, they were gonna put these ashtray receptacles on the beach, and we had talked and said, well, can we ask them to do trash receptacles instead? We don't want people smoking on our beach, which we just outlawed, right? I think.
No, not yet.
No, we did not, okay, but regardless, I don't wanna encourage it, I know that, but I think trash receptacles are more important, so can we have that conversation? Cause they had money to do it, right?
There was a cigarette dispenser, and it was the Surfrider Foundation, different from the Shorewood Foundation.
Okay.
So I don't know what their receptiveness would be to outdoor, do something like this.
Okay.
It seemed like they were really focused on
Yeah.
cigarette.
So
Yeah.
that's fine, I didn't realize that, I just remember that
So it
conversation.
sounds like we don't wanna spend 13,000. So there's a hope that we could
I think
limit that, or is it
Come
sufficient?
I think
I
we
just
need
don't wanna-
additional, it's just how many are gonna be
I-
replacements?
And I also, my other question was, the receptacles seem to be in the summer, overflowing. But what happens in the winter? Like, what is winter, the usage and trash? But, so, I mean,
well, he's here when I'm.
It's a lot lower in the winter,
So what-
there still need to be there.
right. I just wonder, is there a because I mean, or could we potentially have them, because they're not emptied on the weekend, right? Is that, or are they?
That's correct, so on a Saturday and a Sunday, we don't have staff here to empty them,
So
which
would,
is why we need to have the capacity.
Right, so it's the capacity, but what if we had, summer's what, 6 weeks? Or like, how? 6 weeks. It's
not feels like
it.
Well-
Sorry, it feels that way to me. But, could we have some staff to empty the trash cans during the peak times
doesn't
in
someone
the
go
summer?
and check the lock at the police department, at the gate, and who else goes down to the beach regularly? Monitors
Well,
walk?
we do it weekdays.
Right.
We
Not
don't
a
have
weekend,
staff
Just
that works the
weekend.
weekends.
Well, the
Right.
lifeguards, no, it's empty.
I can appreciate the kind of brainstorming, but I don't know if I wanna get into operations. I mean, I think if we wanna eliminate this $13,000 expenditure, we can.
Well, I mean,
Well,
Put it
I
on
mean,
the
but
list.
I definitely agree, I'm not trying to micromanage how that's done, I just think, we all want a clean beach, and that's sort of the challenge, is the number of trash cans and or if they're full, people are not willing to dispose of. So just trying to think of some ways that we could maybe keep a clean beach and not spend
Well, what
13,000.
about,
And
what about,
they're overflowing at 8 plus 12, and they're still overflowing like crazy, and so that makes 20 not enough.
what about the, I know we alternate with Whitefish Bay, but we do have staff on Saturday doing the,
It's not every Saturday.
But you can-
right, but could we add to that person to go and deal with the trash cans? So we do have some people working on the
For
weekend.
wages, I mean,
Right,
so
exactly.
we pay them.
Exactly, but then it would be, that would be a better solution, because then, I think even, no matter how many, on busy weekends,
20 isn't enough.
But if you're not doing it every weekend, it doesn't solve your problem. You still need the additional cans on the weekends that the dump isn't open.
Oh, I see what you're saying, because you can't get rid of the trash on the weekends? I didn't know
No,
that.
you asked when we are staffed at our yard on Saturdays, if we could have someone go and empty the cans when we're staffed. And that would be perfectly fine, but we aren't staffed every Saturday. So you would still need to buy cans for the every other weekend that we're not open.
Unless, wait, did you say something about Whitefish Bay?
We alternate, like, well, it's only 2 Saturdays a month in
Two
the summer.
Saturdays a month, and we
Okay.
both work the same Saturday.
We just need to.
Okay,
It's on the
but,
list.
but I do have a question before we vote on it next time. If 20 is not enough, if you're putting, if we have 12 and we bring in 8 more on a busy weekend in the summer and they're overflowing, then we need more. I mean,
That,
So you wanna
that's
put-
in here.
but there's some of them are for replacement.
Some are, and some are for
Okay,
additional.
I would say that we probably need 24.
We probably do,
You
but we
understand what
were
I'm
trying to
saying?
be mindful of, I mean, we were actually looking at buying them incrementally over a couple of years. Didn't wanna drop,
I
20
understand that, but
cans
then
on
we'd still
you
be
in one
renting
year.
them. I'm just saying,
We're
if it
not
doesn't
renting
solve
them.
the problem and we spend this much money, then we need to solve the problem and spend the right amount of money. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be stingy or anything. I'm just saying, if we replace 4 of the 24 and we only have 20 and we're not renting anymore, we're still gonna have overflowing trash, according to,
well, we would, if that were the case, then we would still have to bring the temporary ones down on the weekends.
which is still not.
Until we get, we purchase as many as we think we need.
Okay,
Great to have.
okay, let's move on to drinking fountain replacements.